In this video, we'll look at compression with gzip, bzip2, gz, and zip. Typically, you compress to save disk space. You'll save time when you're uploading or downloading files that have been zipped or compressed. Let's first look at new zip, which uses the limple zip compression algorithm. Let's create a file which we want to zip, enter nano space cities, and let's enter Lake Worth, Boca Raton, West Palm Beach, Delray Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. Press Ctrl-O to write out and Ctrl-X to exit. In order to zip a file using new zip, enter gzip --v space cities, the files which we want to compress. Now the reason you enter -v is for verbose, because you want to see by how much was that file compressed. You can use the zcat command to display the contents of a zip file, a zip text file, without uncompressing the file. And there's also zmore and zless. To uncompress a file, enter gzip-dv. And you'll notice that this will uncompress the file. And again, we use the V option for verbose to see how much the file was compressed. Let's make a new directory, name project, and change directories into the project directory. And we'll copy cities from our home directory into cities 2. Enter cd space ... to go back to your home directory. And one feature that gzip has is if we enter gzip-vr project, this will actually compress all of the files that are in a subdirectory. If you want to uncompress all of the files in the subdirectory, enter gzip-vrd. Let's compress the files in the project directory again. Enter gzip-vr space project. Another method that can be used to unzip the files is gunzip, and enter gunzip-vr to recursively unzip all of the files in the project directory. You can also unzip a directory or a file by using gunzip, gunzip. Now it's also possible to specify what level of compression you want. If you enter gzip-v9, that says attempt the most compression possible, but that means it's going to be slower. Enter gunzip-v cities.gz. To uncompress, if we want a faster compression with a lower compression ratio, enter gzip-v1. We'll next look at bzip2. This uses the Burroughs-Wheeler block sorting Huffman coding algorithm, and it typically does a better job of compressing files and files with binary data. To compress a file with bzip2, enter bzip2. If we want a better compression ratio, enter -v9 and cities the files to be compressed. To unzip a file, you need to enter bzip2-vd. And again, if we want a faster compression with less compression, enter -v1 rather than v9. To see the contents of a compressed file that's been compressed with bzip2, enter bzcat, bzmore, or bzless. To uncompress, you can also use bunzip2-v and enter cities.bz2. Now, bzip2 does not allow recursive compression of all the files in a directory. The gz command uses the limple zip algorithm, but it provides a better compression ratio than gzip. Enter gzip2.xz-v9 in order to perform the maximum amount of compression. But again, this is slower. And again, notice the file is created, cities.xz. To uncompress, enter un.xz, cities.xz. If you want faster compression, but not having as much compression, enter -v1. If you want to view a compressed file that's been compressed with xz, enter xzcat, cities.xz, and you also have xz more and xz less. Now, one other useful command is gzip, which allows you to search for patterns in a file that's been compressed with xz. Now let's again uncompress this file by using un.xz-v for verbose on cities.xz. The zip command is the Linux implementation of the pkzip utility, and this also uses the limple-ziv compression algorithm. Enter zip-v, the name of the file that's going to be our zip file, and I call it myzipfile.zip, and I want to put cities into that file. To unzip this file, enter unzip -v and the name of the zip file. And you can see that one file was unzipped. But again, you could put a list of multiple files that you wanted to zip up into a single zip file. You might download a file that was zipped with You might download a file that was compressed with gzip or bzip2. What you can do is you can test whether this file can be uncompressed correctly by entering the T option with gzip. And this option is also available with bzip2. And I'll use gunzip to unzip cities.gz. And let me compress cities with bzip2. And again, I can test the compression by using the -t option. Before I uncompress the file. This completes the video lecture on compression with gzip, bzip2, xz, and zip.